Looks like that boar is still running around over there. And man, am I getting chased by a bunch of random ass shit. Better use the dark hand to hit nothing. Lovely. Yeah, I'll avoid the boar. I don't even know if he'll bother with me anymore because I've got the whatever the fuck I got out of the first boar. The fuck? These guys need to stop following me. I mean, they know they're outmatched, right? Oh shit. They gotta know they're outmatched. Okay. God damn it. Uh-oh. I'm outnumbered, though. That's the problem here. There we go. That was pretty good. That was even better. I'll use the Dark Hand again as I get destroyed. The combat is a little flimsy, I will admit. It's not as forgiving, I would say. There's not really like a pattern that I can get down like an automata. That shit just flows, you know? This one, it's kind of iffy, and my god, am I just losing health. I probably didn't need to take those, especially if there's going to be a save point of some sort as we continue on. Boy, oh boy, do I like fog. Yeah, there's a save point here. I should not have used my medical herbs. This is a strange-looking place.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you, Vice. You're such an optimist.
That's cheek.
Hello, old sir. Beware. Beware. The words. The words? What do you mean? Contagious words. Those who dream. Those who dream? Hold a moment. There's a strange new sensation in my mind. Vice's voice rose in a quizzical way. It is not quizzical. What's going on here? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes. Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Nier. This is Vice. We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help. The villager stared at Nier and Vice. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Oh, crap, said Nier. So does that mean... So that means we've caught the Death Dream. Before the mayor could confirm Nier's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage. Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable in every conceivable level. I don't know, I don't even recall falling asleep. The mayor attempted to take Vice's complaint in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said, brushing aside the book's remarks. My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool, and it would behoove you to remember that this world allows me to view all of its narration. The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Nier had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village. Something there must have caused you to enter my dream, said the mayor. What fuck's happening to the backdrop? A certain conversation, a specific word, something. Nier and Vice racked their brains, but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. Grimoire Vice does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gas bag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly. So we're stuck in like a visual novel now? Except without the visuals? Irritated, Vice looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens. I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Nier like a contagion. Wait, said Nier suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward in renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. Well, he must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something that dreams, or oh, what the hell was it? A sheep? Cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Nier's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Nier. That sounds about right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping it off at the tip, sorry. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream. I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed, and it's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Nier nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Why are you... Look, if we can be of any help, said Nier, just ask. Now, hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Vice. The grimoire looked from Nier to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right, you're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two. He called at the departing forms of Nier and Vice. We're all counting on you. As Nier slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Nier's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once, he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Nier to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Fuck! All this reading is gonna irritate the shit out of me. I don't know how I record visual novels. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Nier snapped. You know what, Vice? He cried. Go to hell. We're stopping. I need a rest for a few minutes before I throw up. Nier leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big, he wondered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a fuck of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. That is quite scary. Nier slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard, "Vice, what the hell is going on?" Nier could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insect screamed, the forest howled. And then, just as Nier's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Nier removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Okay, why am I making the stupid-ass noises? As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Nier began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's just white noise. It's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. 1 with it suffers. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it suffers. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? A secret? A woman? yes, 1 with a woman is they're gonna suffer. 2 with a woman is ideal. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. How the hell should I think it's a secret. Someone with a secret is definitely going to suffer. If they can share the secret with one other, then yeah, maybe it's a little bit better because you're letting it out. But more than 2, it's going to be dangerous because the secret could get out. Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him, Nier sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret, right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Nier like a rippling wave opening a new path. These forest anthropods are making a road for us, he said, Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Nier moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Nier after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Nier picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Nier grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. I don't really know how he would be able to. He's a fucking book with a face on it. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? A bird, a letter, sunlight. Yeah, it's gotta be sunlight. Come on. Yeah, that one makes sense. Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly bursts from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Nier, awaking Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Nier walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Nier, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held up a hand and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? Nier tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Nier. Well, at least it's an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? A man, a demon, an angel. I need to get a fucking drink. And this shit is really weird, I'm not gonna lie. But it's interesting, it's a change of pace. This game has a lot more than just running around and fighting. I don't really understand why it would be a demon or an angel. Maybe I can understand it with a man. I remember hearing something like this before, I'm pretty sure. Because in the morning you're tired, you're on all 4 legs. Oh wait. No. This is about age, isn't it? Yeah. I remember this shit. I heard this one somewhere, actually. 4 legs in the morning. Morning is the beginning of your life. You have to crawl, right? At noon, or in the middle of your life, you're walking on 2 legs, and near the end of death, you're probably having to rely on a crutch of some sort, like a cane. This is a man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Nier. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw... Wait, you saw what? I'm sorry. I don't understand the thing you just said. It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now you must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Nier watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Nier and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Nier's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. God, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Nier withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death dream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Nier filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second. That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Nier and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Weiss? It is words that control the death dream. And I got a message from Domino's, nice. It is words that control the death dream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. The first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Nier shook the mayor's shoulders gently. Good news, he said, we made it. Oh wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did it. I'm back. He blinked once, twice, as not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread through our village, and I wanted to... I thought I could figure out how to stop it. But I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Nier and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. I'm getting a call! Hey! Alright, boys, we need to hurry the fuck up. My car is done getting serviced, and I want to go get it. Alright, what am I reading? Without a word, Fighter reached down and pulled the mayor up. Real life may take some time getting used to. A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Vice. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Vice. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic, known as the sealed verse. Nier and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Nier mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left with them. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound weird, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too. Nier tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Nier gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered. I know. That's why I have to help the other villagers, no matter what. And I guess that's it. We got Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale and... Oh, that's right. I remember that from the beginning. For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort. Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, Vice. Maybe someone was, and explained the dreams. Alright, I'm sorry, but we gotta save it here. My car is done being serviced, and... boy, oh boy, I want to pick it up. Don't worry, guys, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just regular maintenance. Alright, that'll be it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this small session, but there will be more to come. I'll be recording a lot more of this consistently, along with my other shit, so look forward to that. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take it easy.